Hey Capricorn, welcome to your weekly forecast for May 11th through the 17th. We're going to check in with this deck here and see what's going on the week ahead for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And of course, we're going to go ahead and pull a spirit message for you all from this spirit deck here. So without further ado, my darlings, let's jump right on in here and see what is coming up for May 11th through the 17th for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you're watching for your Venus sign, if it resonates, my dears, by all means, go ahead and take it in. But this is not a love reading. The love readings I do separately. This is for career, family, spirituality, anything else coming up. So, but like I said, if you're watching for your Venus, please feel free to take what resonates. So we're going to go ahead and see what we have coming up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. First card here, we have the Eight of Cups. I have to say, guys, this is kind of our stalker card. This is our stalker card this week. And what I mean by stalker card, it's coming up for a lot of the signs. And I shuffled. You all saw me shuffle. And it's coming across the board, like earth, air, water. Like it's coming across the board. It's not just like for the earth signs or the water signs. So this is telling me something, my dears. I feel this is the way a lot of you are going to be feeling the retrograde. I did talk about in last week's videos how we've got some retrogrades we're coming into. We had a really, really powerful Scorpio full moon. We've got a lot of things happening in the planetary placements where people are going to be getting a little bit sentimental, a little bit like thinking about their life and where it's going. So I will say the majority of the people being drawn to this video, you're being drawn to the video and you guys have this shared energy, right? You're like this community of light workers and you have this shared energy where you're looking for fulfillment. You're looking for fulfillment. And so I feel something's happening for you this week where you do feel like you're prevailing in some way. Some good news is coming your way. Some project, something might be picking up or falling into place. And so you're feeling this sense of triumph. But one thing I've noticed with the Eight of Cups, a lot of the times when it comes up in my readings, is that triumph or that happiness is very short-lived, because there's this feeling of, oh, you know what? I'm happy that it happened. I worked my butt off to make it happen, but I thought I'd feel a little bit differently, but I don't. So then what ends up happening is then now this person is setting the next goal and the next goal and the next goal. And none of the goals ever seem to be the thing. It never seems to be it. So it's like, man, what is it going to take to make me happy? Like, you know, I've worked my butt off. I've achieved all of these things and nothing seems to be, you know, seems to be doing it. Well, the message with Eight of Cups is that missing piece, you know, we kind of call it the God-shaped hole. It's a spiritual thing. This doesn't mean that you like don't have a moral compass or anything like that. It just means you need to connect, right? Even if you're meditating, even if you're praying, you need to connect. And the way that you're going to connect is by doing the things that give you a sense of like you're connecting with love, like not like in a romantic way, but like things that you associate with love. Excuse me. You know, could it be spending time with your pets, or spending time with children, or volunteering, or, you know, helping the elderly, or doing something artistically, listening to music, watching movies or reading books that fill you with a sense of inspiration, a sense of admiration for the arts. You know, it can be so many different things. You know, it's not just simply, you know, you got to go to church or you have to, like, not everybody connects in that way. Some people do, but other people might find this connection hiking. Other people might find this connection just being in nature or gardening, right? I knew a very spiritual person, very, very spiritual person. And for her, craziest thing, her zen was folding laundry. She just felt so at peace and really enjoy doing it, and it took her to a place where she was in the zone, right? So, don't label it or try to make it something very big or extravagant. Just do the thing that puts you in that center, puts you in that zone. So I think, Capricorn, a lot of you are maybe beginning to figure out what that might be for you this week. Maybe you've been searching for it for a while, and you might be spending some time this week where you're actually able to figure it out. Your next card here is 8 of Coins. Whoa. Hello, pattern much? Anybody see it? I see it. Do you see it? I want to know, Capricorn, do you see it? Comment if you see it. You have 8 repeating twice here, and this is a good thing. 8 is the number of abundance. So maybe some of you have been struggling. Maybe some of you got bad news. We did have the Tower card come up for you guys. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. Maybe there was some shift or scary things happening in a work situation, but something might be happening this week where there's energy of money coming in. Okay, money coming in. Some of you are going into a new area of study. Maybe you've decided that you're going to go into a field or career that you're finding more fulfilling, or you're finding a way to really kind of perfect your current skill set and use it in a way where you're able to do the things that bring you happiness, that, where you're doing something for work that you're also finding fulfilling, that you're enjoying doing. Some of you may be taking online courses or classes or picking up some new area of study. But 8 of Coins is very much a card about perfecting. And even though it's earth sign energy, I've said this in previous videos, I have always associated 8 of Coins with Capricorns, because the Capricorns that I have known have been very, very paid attention to detail in that way. Very paid attention to detail and really wanting to perfect something, and they can't take a break until something is done. So the one kind of heads up with 8 of Coins is make sure you're taking breaks. It's beautiful and it's wonderful that you're really putting, yourself into this study or this work, that you're so focused and dedicated. But keep in mind that if you can take little breaks to refuel your battery, to recharge your battery, to refuel yourself, refuel your tank, then the quality of your work is going to be even better. Or if you're studying or something, you're going to be able to retain the information better. Make sure you're taking breaks. Don't burn the candle at both ends. I think a lot of you are very inspired. Some solution is coming to you. Some epiphany is, occurring to you, and you're really wanting to run with it. But Spirit is saying don't burn the candle at both ends. Your next card here, my darlings, is the 6 of Swords. Very, very wonderful energy. 6 of Swords is moving away from drama. Okay, so you are finally coming into a place where there's going to be a lot more peace in your life. Some of you may be finding in quarantine, or you may be finding in lockdown, or whatever your tower situation may have been. You might be finding that, life is more peaceful now. I'm actually happier now. And there's something that happens with 6 of Swords, because not only is it disconnecting or, being removed or removing yourself from a dramatic environment, there's also a sense with the 6 of Swords where there's a mental clarity that's coming in. You're able to think clearly now. You're able to have a better idea of what you want to do, what you feel like doing, and how you can go about doing things that you're going to be enjoying. Some of you might even be planning on visiting places that you might be thinking about relocating to. Now, maybe you can't really travel just yet, but sometimes with 6 of Swords, there's a relocation that kind of comes with it. It could be travel, it could be relocation, but for right now, the time being, is you may have been able to energetically disconnect from something that was making you unhappy or stressing you out. And 6 of Swords is saying that the energetic disconnect is going to allow you to physically disconnect. to physically move away in the future. So some of you might even be looking at places. You might be kind of doing your research and you're just kind of putting it in your mind, or you're making mental notes of, this might be a good place to go live, or this might be a good place to visit. And you might just kind of be in just, just looking around. And some of you might find that in this looking, you're going to be surprised and that some opportunity may open up. You may, end up finding something that just really magically falls into place. I know I've had that happen to me a lot of times. It happened when I bought my car. I didn't think I was going to get approved for the car. I didn't think that I would, be able to have enough for like a down. And I was like, let me just look. And I found a dealer that was just desperate to sell a car. And this was like a few years ago. It was, decent car, good car. I ended up getting my car that way. So when I moved into my current place, I was like, well, let me just look. I'm not ready to move yet. And something very perfect just came up and it fell into place. So I feel there might be that aspect with some of you Capricorns where you're just you're doing your research. You're just like, well, let me just look, let me do my research. Let me see what's out there. Let me see what, costs are going for, or what, the places are looking like, or, and you might just have something, fall in your lap, so to speak. In regard to either a travel or a trip you're going to be able to take. Some of you maybe are booking a trip, but it might be like for farther out. And then some of you might be, like I said, possibly relocating. So your next card here, my dear. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. This is very interesting, my dears. Almost all, with the exception of this, and I'm seeing a message here. I'm going to put it together for you guys right now. So we removed 6 of Swords, but it's gonna come into play. Give me a second here, my darlings. What is Amethyst doing? So we got 8 of Cups, 8 of Coins, and we have bam, 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 8 of Swords. Now I know some of you are like, oh no, 8 of Swords is not a happy card. But we got to look at something here, my dears. You have 8, 8, 8. And this card is in response to how some of you responded to me breaking down these 2 cards. You were like, psh, yeah, right. Yeah, something good is going to happen. Abundance. Yeah, I keep hearing it. Well, you have 8 coming up again. It's really, really being emphasized. And 8 of Swords is saying that this could be here now. This could be here now. But there's something happening in the mental thought process where you're waiting for it to come from outside of yourself. You're waiting for the phone to ring or for the email to come in, right? Or maybe you're waiting for like a partner to come in, or an investor to come in to do something. And so the fact that the 8 of Coins is here, the 8 of Cups is here, I feel like Spirit is saying a lot of you have an opportunity for abundance that you need to put something out there on your own, right? So maybe this is a time to really kind of take that side hustle and start working it, right? Or look for ways that you can, market your skills or offer skills from home. There's something here that you can do yourself. Like Spirit is showing me a visual, or like a visual or an image of a person riding a bike, right? The bike is moving forward because of the person's energy, the person's own movement, the person's own energy. It doesn't have a motor, right? It doesn't have a motor. It doesn't have a sail. It's not harnessing the wind. It doesn't have a combustion, process. It's just the person is moving it with their own energy, their own body. And so I feel, Capricorn, you're being encouraged to put something out there in that way and come out of like the waiting for, a partner to come in or an investor to come in, to put out your own thing, So, and another thing too, so I feel like it's saying abundance is on the way. and you know, you're going to be out of you're going to come into easier times. But 6 is also a number that comes up for me in readings that's asking you or reminding you that, hey, money's going to be good. Money's going to be coming in. But when it comes in, don't lose yourself in the money. Remember that your loved ones and the people in your life, it's going to be more important to them that they're able to see you and spend time with you than having like elaborate gifts or, you know, trips or things like this. So sometimes when I see 6 in a reading, Spirit is saying either the person has money and they're using money as like a way of like expressing their feelings or appreciation, or money's about to come in. And Spirit is saying, don't forget what's really meaningful in life. Don't forget connection. Don't forget emotional intimacy. Don't forget all the beautiful little simple things that make life very full. So let's go ahead and pull your spirit message, my dears. And I encourage you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those may resonate with you more than others. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do. If you want to click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, you can schedule a private reading with me there. All right, my dears. Okay, so you have God of Reflections. The qualities you see in others are simply your own reflection. So we're going to get a little bit deep here, Caps. We're going to get a little bit deep here. This goes in a couple of different ways, right? In spirituality, there's the mirror concept, that whatever we see in another person is something about us. So we might see something in another person that we have a really emotional reaction to. And so the reason under the mirror belief, the reason for it, the reason we're having such a strong reaction to this person or to their actions is for one of two reasons. Either one, it's something that we do, like subconsciously we do it, and we feel bad that we do it. So when we see somebody else doing it, it really ticks us off. And so it's like an opportunity for us to see what we need to change in ourselves. And the other thing that it could be, if it's not number one, then possibly number two is this person is behaving in a way that someone in your life previously behaved that really hurt you, and you haven't had a chance to really heal it or release it yet. And so this card is talking about that aspect, and then another aspect I'll talk about in just a moment. So some of you, if you've been having really strong reactions to people, either there's something that, you know, you do it too, and it's time to, you know, face that and work on that. Or, you know, you're having the reaction because it's just reminding you of someone that really hurt you or really let you down. It's time to try to work on releasing that, allowing yourself to feel it, allowing yourself to cry it out if need be, you know, journaling it out, writing it out, you know, and forgiving the experience, or doing cord cutting, or whatever might be necessary. The other way that this card applies is to this 8 of Swords here, right? Some of you are afraid to get started on your ideas because you see these other people and you're like, but man, like I admire this person. I would love to do what they're doing, but I could never be as successful as them, because like they're so good. Like they're so good. They're so talented. And, I'm just me. But Spirit is saying with this card that what you see in them, the things that you're admiring, you're seeing it because you have it in you. You just don't realize it. So if you're looking at people and you're admiring them, you're just like, wow, like, that person's so smart, or that person's so creative, or, that person's so intuitive, or like whatever it might be. Whatever you're seeing, you're recognizing it because it exists within you. You already have it. You just have to give yourself permission to use it, to let it out, to show it. Okay? So I hope that's helpful, my dears. Again, if you'd like a private reading, you can schedule with me through Calendly. Don't forget to watch the channel, The Angel Messages, and you can also watch the love readings for May if you're interested in love and romance. Those are linked in the description. And the wonderful, wonderful astrologers at Truly Divine are still offering you guys the unlimited 30% off with the Angel 30 code. You can get as many like chart analysis, relationship analysis, forecasts, astrology forecasts as you want using that Angel 30 code for the discount. So I thank you guys for watching. And if you like this wonderful, beautiful deck that I used this week by the amazing Cairo Marchetti, if you watch last week's readings, last week's weekly readings, or the love readings for May, I used a different deck by him. But I'm giving away a new unopened box of that deck. I'm going to give it away towards the end of May. And I'm going to pick the winner from Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to pick the winner from the comments and from the likes. I'm just going to see who's jumping out at me. And one person will win a copy of the deck. It's a limited edition deck. Along with a little altar cloth and tarot bag from Cairo Marchetti. And one person will win a free 30-minute reading from me. So every single month from now on, I'm going to give away one 30-minute private reading to my social media followers. And I'm going to give away one prize. Like it'll be a necklace or a crystal or a tarot deck. There'll be one prize that I give away each month and one free reading. So if you're not already on Amethystangellight, Instagram, and Facebook, you may want to go on there. I'm going to pick one winner from Facebook and one winner from Instagram. So I thank you guys for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I'm wishing you a wonderful week, my dears. Take care.